Hello, beautiful. You missed me? I've missed you. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Eyesoplays. Typical YouTube shit. Like, subscribe. Let's get back to the video. What's up, y'all? I'm sorry. I know it's been a minute. You know, life happens, depression, yada, yada. But I'm back, baby. And hopefully you'll be seeing me a lot more frequently. So, yeah, let's jump into this. So, the thing I've been really thinking about lately, and it's been bugging the fuck out of me. Damian Lillard just signed a 2-year contract extension. It's like $122 million or some shit like that. And then Bradley Beal signed a max 5-year extension. He's basically getting $60 million a year for the next 5 years. And on top of that, he has a no trade clause, the only one in the fucking league. And I see people hating on it. And I don't really get it. Because it's one of those situations where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if Dame had left and, went and tried to team up with a Kevin Durant-like person on another team and whatnot, and he did win a chip, then we're going to discredit him and say how, he's a team hopper just to be a ring chaser. I know I always hate on and complain when people compare the NBA to real jobs, but hear me out. Let's follow this metaphor. Say you were working for a company and you were beloved by everyone in the company, the CEO down to the fucking janitor. On top of that, anyone who supports this company, they fucking love you. They want you there all the fucking time. And then said company comes to you and they're like, yo, we'll give you a 33% raise for the next 2 years, next upcoming salary deal. And on top of that, you're probably not going to have to work that much overtime, aka the playoffs, because we don't expect that. Like, let's be real. No one's expecting the Trailblazers to win the chip anytime soon. But if they do, or if they even go deep in the playoffs, all that does is further give Damian Lillard his accolades and give him better chance for future salary, whether it's contract deals or endorsements or whatever it may be. So why the fuck would you want to leave any of that? Hell no. Just take the fucking money and run, y'all. It is just so silly to me how we try to critique these players for doing what's in their best interest. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, let's talk about this, especially in sports, but just in general overall. Legacies are kind of fucking overrated. Like, yeah, they sound cool on paper and everything, but hear me out. If you're not like one of like the top 20 players of all time, you're probably going to be forgotten about in 20 years, max. I can't tell you who was on the Nuggets 20 years ago. Other than Melo, I think he was definitely on the team. Granted, I am younger, but just in general, we really don't give a fuck. However, if you stay with one organization for the entirety of your career, you are going to be like everyone in Boston knows about Larry Bird. Everyone in Detroit knows about Isaiah Thomas. Like, there's just a certain specialness with it. And then granted, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to discredit anyone who leaves the original team. There could be a lot of reasons for it. You don't fuck with someone in the organization. You don't like the style or the moves they make. That's sort of reasonable. But if you fuck with all that they're doing and they are giving you the money and whatever else you want, why would you leave? That is just silly to me. So basically, all I'm trying to say is ease up on these motherfuckers. They deserve their happiness and they deserve to be paid. And it doesn't matter whether or not y'all agree with it. Now, the other thing, let me switch. I have to talk about it. I know I'm late to the party, but we got to talk about the Rudy Gobert trade. I was flabbergasted. Let me tell you, when the notification from Shams, by the way, Shams go over Woj. I'm sorry. He's surpassed him. Woj will always be like the original, but Shams is just taking it away from him. Anyways, once I got that tweet and I read that Minnesota had traded a bajillion first-round picks and a bunch of just filler to get Rudy Gobert, at first I was just like, that's a bad trade for both teams. And I still think it's a bad trade for Utah, not as much for Minnesota. So the reason why it's bad for Utah is the fact that they're planning on still keeping Donovan Mitchell, but they don't have anyone else. Like, who's their next best player? Mike Conley? Jordan Clarkson? They might not even make the playoffs next year with the roster they got. So that seems kind of silly and short-sighted to me, unless they're playing, especially it sounds like they're not trying to do a full rebuild. They're keeping Mitchell. I get you had to trade one of the two, you have to switch it up, but I figured you would want actual players at the very least. Now, on the flip side, initially, I thought Minnesota, they fucked up because they traded a shit ton of draft picks, only like the 2029 one is protected, and so that's very risky. Like, if this team fucks up, you don't own any of your draft picks, and now Utah's gonna get them all. But here's the counter when I really thought about it. For the most part, Minnesota's dog shit at drafting. The only time they've drafted really good players are when they have like one of the very top picks and it's a clear consensus, like Cat or Ant or Kevin Garnett back in the day. Any other time, when the draft that Curry was drafted in, Minnesota had both the draft picks before Curry, and they drafted point guards, but didn't draft Stephen fucking Curry. So clearly, that is not their specialty. So why risk the lottery gamble? Because let's be real. I mean, fuck, the Nuggets, they got a 2-time back-to-back MVP in the second round. It really is a crapshoot unless you have some amazing scouts. And at this point, Minnesota, they finally made the play-in. They haven't made the actual playoffs in God fucking knows how long. They got to go for it now. I'll give credit. I'm sad that the Nuggets lost Tim Connolly, but he went over there and he started making aggressive-ass moves. Could it blow up in their face? Yeah. But here's the thing. You got to go all in for it because otherwise you're just meandering, maybe making the second round and not doing anything else. This, I think, if Ant takes it to another level and they mesh well, they're now contenders. And it's all hindsight is 2020, you know? And if it flounders, we can make fun of them and be like, oh, yeah, that was a shit trade, obviously. But if they do well, we're going to be like, oh, yeah, fucking Utah got fleeced. So time will tell. I'm not a huge fan of it for Utah, but Minnesota, they're at least doing something. That has to mean something. That's really all I got for y'all today. I just want to say I've missed y'all's beautiful faces. And again, I apologize. I know it hasn't been frequent, but your boy's back now. And it's the off season, so there's not going to be a lot happening. But I got some fun ideas I'm cooking up for y'all. Well, that's all I got to say. I'm Eyeso Plays, and I'm out.